Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So today we're going to be talking about 3 new gun control laws that just took effect this week that include a complete ban on open carry. I mean, these are 3 pretty bad ones in a state that I just don't talk about enough. So if you want to know what this state is, what those 3 new laws are, stay tuned. Hey, real quick, I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. We're on the final push here to 500,000 subscribers, and it is really exciting. I've been doing this for almost 11 years now, and to see that 500,000 number creep so close, it's really something that I'm looking forward to, and hopefully it'll happen by the end of the year. So if you're not subscribed yet, consider hitting that subscribe button, that little bell notification. It's free. It only takes a second, but it helps me out quite a bit. So with that being said, let's get to the video.
One law that takes effect Sunday bans openly carrying pistols. If you have a permit, you can still carry, but the gun can't be seen in public.
Okay, so let's go and talk about what's going on here. So typically when I make videos about gun control of this magnitude, there's usually 4 or 5 states that are your major offenders, right? So you're talking about New York, California, Illinois, New Jersey, Hawaii is a pretty big one. But there are other states that gave up on the Second Amendment a long time ago, and they still managed to find ways to make things worse. So the state that we're talking about today that banned open carry and created some other laws that just took effect this week is going to be Connecticut. Connecticut is a state that we just don't talk about enough, but people in that state have had a pretty rough time. So let's go ahead and start off by talking about this whole ban on open carry. So obviously they don't like open carry because, well, for them it feels sort of threatening, right? And that's what they've mentioned several times. They don't want people to feel uncomfortable.
Experts say this law is protecting people's First and Second Amendment rights.
It has been used as a form of intimidation in the past. We've seen this happen at polling places, at protests. And so it does not do anything to prevent someone from exercising their Second Amendment right.
So for them, that seems to be the biggest thing. Does it help people feel more comfortable? Because if it does, then it seems to me that, well, your constitutional rights just don't seem to matter anymore. And so by banning open carry and making people feel more comfortable, we're just going to go ahead and trample all over the Constitution. That's kind of what they're saying by making this law. Now, there is kind of a bright side to this, or, you know, a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There's currently a lawsuit in the state of California that has been going on for quite a while now. California's banned open carry for quite some time. And so this lawsuit's been making its way through the court system, and it's challenging California's ban on open carry. And it looks like we are about to see a big win in that case. Now, if that does happen and it's decided in California that open carry is protected by the Second Amendment, then that can be used for any case that challenges the ban on open carry in Connecticut. So again, a win in California would help speed up a victory in Connecticut. Obviously, the district courts are going to be a little bit different over there, and, you know, things could always end up at the Supreme Court. But this, to you and I mean, we know this, right? That is clearly unconstitutional to ban open carry. Now, this next one is pretty much just as bad as the first one, if you ask me, but it is firearms rationing. That's what they've instituted now in the state of Connecticut. So now they limit you to 3 per month. You can only get 3 per month. That's it. They cap you off after that. So if you go to fill out your 4473 and you do that a total of 3 times and you do it in the first week, that means you have to wait 3 more weeks before you can fill out another one and get something else that's new. So you are now capped off at 3 in the state of Connecticut. California, again, you can only buy 1 every 30 days, but Connecticut's sort of taking from that playbook and saying that they're limiting you to 3, as if somehow that doesn't violate your constitutional rights. Now, moving on to the last one, which just took effect, is going to be their new safe storage law. Now, the problem with this particular safe storage law is that it differs from other states. There's a lot of states out there that have safe storage laws that says if you have people that are under a specific age in the house, then you have to keep things locked up so that they can't gain access to them. And if they do, then you're gonna get in some kind of trouble. Well, in Connecticut, it doesn't matter who lives in your house. If you are not under immediate control of it, which means that it's currently on your person, it has to be locked up. You could be let's say a 75-year-old guy who's living in a house by himself. You've lived there by yourself for the last 10 years. You know, nobody ever comes in, nobody ever comes over. well, this law still affects you. And if you don't have it locked up safely, okay, and something does happen, then it's somehow your fault and you are the one in trouble, because now they've moved into your home when creating these laws. It's not just when you leave your house and you're out in public or on public property. Now it's what you're doing in your home that they want to regulate. And so again, unlike other states where it's kind of focused on who lives in your house and who might have access to it, this one in Connecticut affects everyone. So what this whole thing drives down to is the whole states' rights arguments. And that's why you see different laws in every single state. I mean, you can go from one side of the country to the other and pass through 1,000 different laws that you didn't even know existed, because they say they have the right to do it because of states' rights. But no state has the right to violate people's constitutional rights. The Bill of Rights, that's the law of the land right there. No law that any state is allowed to supersede that. No law that any state passes is allowed to infringe on that. Any one of our rights in the Bill of Rights, they're not allowed to do that. But for some reason, they use states' rights as a kind of a stepping stone to violating the Constitution. So these are all going to be challenged in court, almost guaranteed, and we're going to try and turn each one of them over. That's why there's so many different groups out there right now that we should be supporting. So find the group that is local to you, or find a group that, you know, does things on a national level, that comes into your state and helps you out, and join those groups, because those groups right there are the ones that are actually taking these cases to court. I'm not saying any one specific one better than any other, but make sure that you join some group that is trying to help you guys out in court, because that's the only way that these are going to be stopped. Because again, they'll just keep passing these laws as much as they can until somebody tells them that they can't. You know, I mean, they're not allowed to violate the Constitution. Bottom line right there, and these laws are unconstitutional. So anyway, do your part, do what you can to try and fight back against this stuff, but I wanted to make you at least aware of it for now. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. You guys have a great day.